So initially, I'll tell you the method of the learning and this training. So the training will be on every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, from 7:30 to 10 o'clock. It might go beyond that if the students are interested and seeing the enthusiasm. So each section will be recorded through this GoToMeeting, and you will get the handout with this recorded video for your future reference, and you will get assignment of each session. Assignment will contain minimum of 5 questions. Among those 5 questions, 2 questions will be related to the things that we could have covered on the same day. Third question will be something related to the same concept, but you have to Google a little bit to explore more. And next 2 questions will be related to the advanced concept or else future concept that is linked to the existing concept that we have learned, imagine by today. Okay, that is how you will explore more and more. What my intention is to make you so comfortable so that going further you know what to do for yourself. Okay, so for example, if I taught you the programming constructs, beyond that, now you know which is the library you need for your purpose and how to use it and how to get your things done using Python. That is my intention. Okay. Okay. Then after that, let me take you through the course content that we will cover, and after that, we will discuss about individual queries and how I might help you in your learning. Okay. Okay. Before that, let me try to understand your requirement, why you want to learn Python and what is your objective after learning Python, what you want to do. I talked with Srinivas and I understand that he got trained in Hadoop and he knows the Hadoop ecosystems, and now he's planning to do his task using Python as he's getting a lot of opening in Python. Yes, Srinivas, definitely I'll help you on that part. So let's go to Pradeep now. Pradeep, please type on the window that what you're looking for and to do using Python and what you expect from the session. And meanwhile, Vivek, you speak on and let's have interaction. What you are looking for to do using Python. Folks, am I audible? Vivek? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hi, hi everyone.
Hi.
Yeah, actually, Deepak, as we discussed, actually, I'm working in Cognizant as a mainframe developer, and my role is like a production support, and I was trying to change the technology. And by the way, in the market, the Python is having a good market, and I'm planning to move in the data science, and this is the API for this data science also the Python, and for that the reason also I am trying to move in the Python side, and I hope so means the Python will become means I will be compatible in the Python, and the Python is a good market nowadays, and it's a very easy and compatible language, so easily I can get it and give it grab it, and then in future I will use it this Python and all.
Okay. So do you have an opportunity or do you have a way to get cross-skilled or cross-trained to Python in Cognizant or else you know Python? Can you get a project of Python inside Cognizant?
No, I have to search.
Okay. But there is a way. A policy allows you to switch to some project where the Python is there.
If they will not allow, then I will find in outside of the community.
Okay, okay. So that is the easiest way. I have seen a lot of people who actually do this and it really worked. So what I'll suggest you is now in Python we have varied areas that I'll just take you through in few minutes. So choose any one of the area where you're more comfortable and be strong on that and try to get an internal job opportunity inside the organization. That is very easy. If that is not getting done, definitely you have always an option to go out and get the opportunity. Okay. But thing is,
Okay.
before going out, if you get an internal opportunity, then that will really help you to excel, and that will really help you to become a good resource in outside market. Okay, because learning the things and having experience is really really two different things, and I would highly suggest that have some experience and go out. Okay,
Yeah.
Gayatri even has joined
So
us. Hi Gayatri, good morning. Hi Gayatri. Okay, okay, let's start the let's start. Internet was killing. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Uh, okay, I know Gayatri's requirement. What she is looking for is Hadoop, and she is looking for to change her job into Hadoop using Python, and probably after that she might go for the data science as well. Okay. Okay. Meanwhile, Pradeep might join us. He is facing issue with his microphone. Okay. So welcome to the session of Python. Now I'll start the concepts that we will learn in the entire curriculum. Initially, ask training would start from what is computer. Do not get surprised on this. I mean, I really see a lot of people asking me what is, I mean, why we start with what is computer, and we are not kids, and we know a lot of things about this. Yes, for sure, we know a lot of things, but your my intention is to relate you uh, the difference between computation and calculation, how the computation is related to the memory, and that will lead us to understand how this memory is related to the number systems and how we are doing the programs. For example, if I want my program to be executed as fast as possible, where do I write the program? Should I use the primary memory, the random access memory, or should I use the your cache memory, or should I use the register, because there is something called register in process microprocessor as well, right? So we will see that and what is the advantage, disadvantage, and how to choose in which scenario I'll go for which programming. Okay, once we know that one, we will be able to understand how the program is getting executed. I mean, when I write a code, what happens behind that, how my things are getting done. If I write that if I'm giving a signal to the printer that print this document, how the printer understands how the characters are getting passed to the printer and how it is getting printed. Okay, then after that, I'll take you through. We'll try to install everything that we need to do our task. For example, the Python. We will install Python 2.7 and 3.5. These are the two predominantly two versions that we have as of now, and 3.5 is the latest one. 2.7 is a little older one, but all the projects use 2.7 as of now. So we will we'll work in 2.7 and we will work in 3.5 side by side, and we will see what is the difference between 2.7 and 3.5. And then we will install an IDE called PyCharm. Including PyCharm, we other IDE, for example, Sublime Text Editor or Eclipse as well, but we prefer to use PyCharm because it is specific to Python. It has a lot of advantages compared to other IDEs for Python, specific for Python. Okay, then we will install Beyond Compare, which will help us to compare two sets of code, and I'll take you through how do we compare a existing code of my versioning control tool and the code that I have written. Okay, then we'll install something called grepwin. It is similar to the grep command in Linux. If someone has worked in Linux environment, they could have known about there is a command called grep, which helps us to search some content on folder level rather than the file level. Imagine you have code of your client. For example, your client is Coca-Cola, and Coke account is a very big account, and you'll have around thousands or 2,000 number of script files at your repository, and you want that Coke told that, okay, I want to expand the business market for this month in India to Bangalore. Now you want to extend the code for Bangalore. You should know that what are the existing code I'm having for other markets of India, so that I can similarly just do little modification for Bangalore. To do that, if I need to search it, I can't search file by file. I'll go to the source directory. I'll keep on searching. For example, I know that there's a market called Hyderabad, which is previously existing by Coke. I'll just keep searching Hyderabad. Then I get a lot of codes with code path. I'll choose from one path and go to that code. I'll understand what has to be retained for Hyderabad, and I'll extend the same thing for Bangalore as well. Okay. From here, in this module 2, I'll try to explain how we get a problem from the client and how we're resolving through code, and how you're delivering to the client as a solution. What happens is, there is the client gives you the business problem. He doesn't give you either document or any technical problem. Imagine I'm a client and I want to make a startup for Internet of Things, and I want my customers to interact with me over the web and over the application. When I choose over the web, being a client, I told someone, for example, Vivek, and Vivek is working for me, that I need around 1,000 customer per month. I expect 1,000 customer per month to interact with me over the web. Now, what Vivek will do is, Vivek having its own company, he will send the business developer. Business developer will try to understand the requirement, and he will try to figure out the solution for it. Okay, and he will try to replicate the same thing to the technical problem. So he will say that, okay, you need a web, so we need to create a web application, and let me get my technical architect. And technical architect will try to understand how much time do we have, how much money do we have, and how much resources do we have, and what are the best solutions we have for this problem. For example, to develop a web, I have Python, I have PHP, I have .NET, I have Java. Okay, among those, I have to choose one technology, seeing all the feasibility, how much time I have to deliver, what is the client's requirement, whether it is more complex or simple. Similar to that, I'll choose one technology. Once the technical architect chooses a technology, he will create a development document called functional design document, and he will pass on that document to the technical leads and test leads. The technical leads and test leads will get this document. They will discuss over it, and with the knowledge of technical leads, they try to create something called algorithm and flowchart to replicate the requirement of the functional design document, and they'll make the document called technical design document. This technical design document comes to the developer. It will be a kickoff call before each production. Before we start for any release. There, the developer, technical leads, and test leads will discuss in one forum that what can be done on this, and technical. And after that, apart from, there'll be separate meetings now. One with for specific testing, specific development, and the developers will try to see what are the coding logics they'll implement to implement the thing to implement what has been written in algorithm and flowchart. So being a developer, what I do is I replicate exactly what has been written in algorithm and flowchart to get the solution done. Now, once my code is done, I'll try to package it. Then I'll try to move the code to my repository, and I'll tell my release manager or else deployment team that, okay, my code is here. Now you try to deploy it. What they'll do is they'll take this code and they'll install this code. They will place the code in some other machine where the tester can test it. This is how we have moved my code. I have moved my code from one environment to other environment. From development to testing, and then it will go on different testing phases. For example, system testing, system integration testing, and UAT, user acceptance testing. After UAT, it will go for pre-prod, then prod. Okay. So I'll just take you through to that in detail. Then we will discuss about general programming methodology. For example, what is how methodology in the sense the way we do programs, procedure programming, functional and object-oriented. We will emphasize more on object-oriented because Python is object-oriented programming language. Then I'll take you to something called typing system of the language. Each language is having some specific typing. So we will discuss about gradual typing, strong typing, dynamic typing, doc typing, and predominantly we'll discuss more on dynamic typing since Python is dynamic typing language. Okay. Then we'll discuss about something called binding, static binding, dynamic binding, and what happens in binding and how what type of binding happens in Python. By this module, after this module, we are actually done with the generic concepts of the programming languages. Yes, Gayatri.
Deepak,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. Are you recording the session?
Yes, yes.
It will be helpful for other guys who didn't attend it because of some issue.
Yes, yes. The session is getting recorded.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so by this module, we could have understood the general concept of the programming languages. Then in this module also, we will start comparing Python with its competitors. For example, Scala in data science, R in data science field, or else Java in application development, and some PHP in web development. Okay, and we will see where Python fits in, and where we should use Python and where Python is good at. I would highly suggest, I mean, on a keynote, I'll tell that Python is not the replacement for anyone. Python has its own things, best things, and we have to get leverage the power of that one. Okay, from module 3, the actual Python starts. We will try to know the history of little Python, why the Python came into picture. When we have a lot of languages, around 82 languages in object-oriented only, why again new Python language? Then what was the objective behind it, and what they have done in Python so that now people are using Python and it is more easy for them. What makes Python so easy? Okay, then we will try to deep dive into the technical aspects to see whether Python is an interpreted language or compiled language or mix of both. Then we will see the different implementation of the Python. We have predominantly 4 implementation of the Python, and we'll discuss about all these things and which implementation we are going to use for which purpose. And then yes, advantage of the Python comparing to other languages. And we will see about the command line environment, something called IDLE, and how to execute the code. And by this module, we could have executed our first code, and we could have came across different tools that we'll use to develop our code. Okay, here I'll take you through the applications of the programming languages. How do you use Python in Hadoop? And we actually use Python for all these purposes. And nowadays, Python is getting used in Hadoop, and we use Python for Spark. Spark is a real-time analytics framework. It's a processing framework, and we use Python in data science, and we use Python for automation testing in Selenium, and we use Python for other frameworks as well. Apart from Selenium, there is something called Squiz. Squiz is a paid automation tool which helps us to implement the GUI part, and that is getting used by predominantly all good big companies who are into networking and who are into product companies. Product yep, go into their own products. Product in the sense, the machines they manufacture and other things. And we then we use Python for the web development. For web development, we have specific framework called Django or something called Flask, and we can use Python for that. And apart from that, we use Python for application development, and this is getting used predominantly more in service industry. Companies like Accenture, Cognizant, TCS, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, they use the Python for application development to develop any application or to support any application for the client. Okay, now a new thing is came into picture since last 1 year. Previously, all the operating system, I mean, open source operating system was getting done, and we do two things. We do enhancement and we do bug fixing. Enhancement and bug fixing was getting done using C previously. Now it's getting done in Python, and the best example is Fedora 25, which got released last month, and all these things getting done remotely by Red Hat team from Pune. Okay. Okay, after that we will start deep diving into more technical things. Then I'll take you to the keywords and standard library we have in Python. We have something called Python enhancement proposals. We have around 3,000 proposals. Each proposal talks about a different thing, specific thing, and we'll discuss more on PAPE 8, which talks about the Python coding style and naming conventions. Then here we will discuss about the best practices to code. we will discuss about something called Cvang, documentation in Python, how it helps us. Then I'll take you through the Python community, user groups, mailing lists, city-based user groups, workshop and conferences across India, so that you can engage yourself to increase your network, and you can go to the meetups and understand more on the Python, and you can understand more on the implementation part of the Python, and you can make friendship with the Pythonistas. Okay, and we have Python conference that happens twice in a week. So last time we had in Delhi, and this time we have in Pune. So here all the Python code developers meet up, and Pune, yeah, and they discuss about the advanced implementation of the Python and what they have done and what you can do, and even people devote their time and code to the open source projects. Yeah, Vivek, you want to speak something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deepak, what is this PyCon? PyCon in the sense means you are going to host this event?
PyCon is a conference that happens twice in a year, get organized by the Python Software Foundation. Python Software Foundation is the organization which is having the proprietary of the language Python, and they develop the language Python. So we have a lot of Python volunteers across the country who organize this. And what happens here is three things happen. One is a keynote speaker that they talk about their experience, what they have done, and what you can do using Python. So imagine this time we have these speakers will come and speak. Nick Koglan and these people. So you will have mix of all the people. Someone into data science, someone into application development, someone into testing, and they'll speak on it. Then you will have sprints, dev sprints, as well as let me open the last one. It's not updated yet. PyCon India. Okay, this was in September, 2 months back. Okay, this was the schedule of that. So you have a keynote speaker, Andreas Muller. Andreas Muller is someone who has created who is a core developer for this one, your scikit-learn. If you search his book, this is his book. So I got a chance to interact with him for 15 minutes, and I had few of my doubt. I mean, I was actually eager to know why Python doesn't have something called array when we have in other languages. He really explained me why they didn't put array. So these type of questions can be answered by doing them only the person who has developed Python. So you can expect those kind of answers and those kind of interaction from them.
And one more thing, Deepak.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, hello Deepak.
yeah, yeah. I'm audible.
Yeah, Deepak, actually we are seeing the data science using for the Python. So Python and R is the different kind of the tool. It's not a similar tool, right?
Both are languages, not tool. Both are languages and different
Ah,
languages.
sorry, languages. R is the analytics language, right?
No, R is object-oriented language. Even Python is object-oriented language. We use them for analysis purposes, but we use both the languages.
So both we can use as analytics purpose.
Yes, we actually use both. I was telling the same thing to Srinivas as well. On real-time scenario, we use both. And you don't need to be master of both the languages. Be master of one language, and you can learn other language in a few hours when you need it. Okay. This is the person who came for the Python conference, Andreas Muller, and this is his book, Introduction to Machine Learning with Python. So you will get to know, you will get to meet a lot of people. Even Guido van Rossum, who was who was a creator of Python, he came for a web session probably 2 months back. Yes, 2 months back he had a session on Wave. I'll just take you through those mailing groups, mailing list, and user groups, and Python seminars, so you can attend those things. Okay, then we'll start discussing about the basic programming practices. We'll discuss about operator precedence, symbols we do not use in Python, and we'll discuss about do we have something called main in Python or we have something else. We really have something else. There is no main in Python. Then we'll discuss about data type is completely new in Python. We'll discuss about Scala data type, non-data type, sequence data type, mapping, and we'll discuss about different built-in functions we have in each data type. Okay, so this will take a lot of time. We will discuss each data type. We'll take each data type and we'll spend a lot of time on it. Then we'll discuss about different variables, scope of variables, different functions, use a different function, built-in functions, and how do I can define my own functions. Okay, and we'll have a lot of coding around it. We'll discuss about something called swallow copy and deep copy, how the swallow copy differs from deep copy, and how Python leverages the power of swallow copy using it. Okay. Then we'll discuss about the control statements and looping constructs. So we'll discuss about for loop, while loop, else, if else, and we'll discuss about the control flow, for example, break, continue, pass, all those things. Then from here onwards, it's more advanced concepts. We'll start discussing about the lambda functions. We have filter, reduce, and map in lambda functions, and Scala has incorporated this thing from Python. And we'll discuss about the comprehension. We have list comprehension, dictionary comprehension, set comprehensions. These two are a little bit similar to the inline function in C++. So we'll see how it will help us. We have something iterator and generators. So just remember these keywords. Do not bother about now. We will discuss about these things later in depth. Okay, generator comprehension, and yes, we'll discuss some regular expression. Regular expression helps us to find any pattern from the text. So we'll see how we can do that. Once we are done with all the concepts, so then we'll try to see how to handle my exception. That is really important in any programming languages. In Python, we have some exception handling mechanism by Python, and that is called built-in exception in Python. Apart from that, how can I write my own exceptions? Yes, there is a way. Then we'll see discussing about the user-defined exception in Python. Okay, then I'll just take you through one project as is on data filtration or data cleansing part. So we will take a file and we will try to validate the file in different ways. For example, file naming conventions, file layout validations, 0-byte file check, and duplicate file check. We do these validations for sure before we pass on the data either to SDFs or either to any other file systems. Okay, how to do that using Python, I'll just take you through that. And for example, if you want to interact, I see a lot of people who are necessary in data science and Hadoop using this. So I'll just take you through how to interact Hadoop or your Hive from Python. Okay, or for example, if you are done with the cleansing part, how to load this file to the SDFS. Okay. Then by this time we could have discussed about a lot of things. Then we will try to revise everything since we might tend to forget. Then after revising all the concepts on a nutshell, then we'll start discussing about the object-oriented concepts of Python. So here we'll discuss about the class, we'll discuss about the inheritance, polymorphism, we will discuss about something, do we have something called constructor? We have constructor, we have something called initializer as well in Python. We'll see about that. After that, as I was telling you, once your code is done, you have to package the code and you have to check the code quality as well. This is pretty important in service industry, in product industry as well. Right? How do I package my code? We have something called MSI installer, Microsoft installer for Python, for Windows. For Linux, we do not do any packaging. We directly send this .py files, and we will see that one, and how to document document everything in my code, my scripting, my script files, and how do I check my code. There's a code convention tool called Fleck 8, which will tell that your code standard is this 12 or 11, and you have to actually do these things. For example, if I have declared any variable and I'm not using it, then I should actually remove that one, right? So those kind of checks and the balance we will do before we actually migrate the code to for the product, for the releases. Okay, and I'll try to help you to how to install any third-party modules or libraries, so that, because this is the important part, you'll use these things predominantly going further, because for your own individual things, the things that I told you now here, you need all the libraries for you. For example, For Hadoop, I have libraries something called PyDoop or Hadoop PY. Okay, here I have PySpark. Okay, and for data science I have Pandas, NumPy, SciPy, scikit-learn, and Matplotlib. Those kind of library I have to install. For here I have to install Selenium or else Squiz. Okay, SQI. For wave I have to go for Django, Flask. For application development, everyone will have their own customized framework. By client or by team. Okay, so you need to install all these things, right? For data extraction and filtration, we use OS, SHUtil. These things you have already installed in Python. You don't bother about this one. And what else we use here? Sometimes pandas as well. And panda, if you need pandas, you need NumPy as well. Pandas and NumPy are integrated. Okay, so I'll just take you through to install all these things so that you know Python now. You know how to resolve a problem. To get the things done, you need to install all these things as well, right? Then these are the few advanced concepts that you may or may not implement in your day-to-day life, but you need to know all these things for the interview purposes. So what we will do is, after we are done with the session, we will discuss each concept in a week. How? So imagine this Monday, I'll just ping you this concept on WhatsApp. You just try to explore this concept on Google and try to discuss these things with your friends or any developer you know, and discuss for 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Say Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And on Wednesday evening, ping me your input. And on Thursday, I'll give you few resources on this. Read these resources on Thursday and Friday, and we will discuss about this on Saturday and Sunday with examples, so that you are clear with one concept in a week. Or else, if you are good to go with two concepts in a week, we will do that one as well. Okay. And we generally go two to three concepts in a week, because if you go one concept in a week, it's really very slow. But people who are students, for example class 11 12 students, for them I go for one concept in a week. We can go for 2 to 3 concepts in a week also, so that we are done with 2 weeks about these advanced concepts. And you need this concept, again I repeat, only for the interview purposes. Hardly we use any of this in our day-to-day life. Okay, when your interview ends, they'll end on this one. There's nothing much apart from this. As of now, I have attended around 25 interviews. Yes, around 25, and no one asks you beyond this. There is nothing beyond this as well. Okay. So, what is your takeaway from this session? Is after this session, you'll be able to understand the key concepts and how to build the logic and how to write a program in Python using the Python constructs, and you'll be able to yes, Gayatri, I guess your internet is very slow. Could you please go on mute and ping on the chat window? Gayatri, please go on mute. Okay, Gayatri is joining from phone, I guess. Okay. Okay, so after that, you'll be able to develop the ability to construct the program blocks using functions and using different built-in functions and libraries, and you'll be able to get your things done using Python. Okay, so that should be our objective, entire objective across the curriculum. and we should be able to do our task. We should be able to reach our objective goal after the course. Now this is it. Now we are done with. I'm done with this one. Now I would like to get your input if you want me to add something else on the course curriculum and feedback on this, and how do we go on this. So let's go one by one. We'll start alphabetically. So Gayatri is having some problem. Gayatri, are you able to hear us? She's offline. So let's go to Srinivas. Yes, Srinivas, unmute yourself and
Yes,
help.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So I've been thinking why there are no arrays, as you said, right?
Okay. In Python.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you
Yes,
that
yes, yes.
thing. Okay, I'll tell you that thing when we'll learn something called list. I'll tell you that thing why there is no array. I got this answer. I was really searching for this answer from very long time. I got this in the last conference from Andres Miller. I'll just tell you that thing. That is a very
Yeah,
interesting
sure.
thing. That is more into memory optimization that they have done.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. How do you want
So
me to
when we
add
are
anything
doing,
on the curriculum and how is the feedback of the curriculum and all? Do you see that it's going to help you?
yeah, this will obviously help me, and these are more than enough for me.
Okay.
And can I just know if there are, if we are writing any scripts in this Python and all, right?
Mhm.
So are there any optimization, query optimization tools and all?
Yeah, yeah. So the one I told you, Flake 8, code convention to, I mean the check for the code quality tool. There we optimize everything. Uh,
Okay, okay.
so there we we have code complexity 11, 12, 13, 14. So code complexity is getting calculated as per the number of blocks, nested blocks you have written inside your code, and the links. I mean, what we do is after you have written the blocks, we try to map everything in a picture representation, and we see the complexity, right? So those complexity being calculated
Yes,
by Flake 8, and will suggest you, okay, your code complexity is 13, you should go for a less complexity code, and you should not use this thing. So we have that thing. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. Fine. I'm good with the course content and all.
Okay.
Yeah, over to Vivek, I guess.
Okay. Hey Vivek.
Yeah. I think his mic is not working.
It's next time. Okay. He
Yeah,
was
you
he
might
was
ask
he,
him.
he was able to speak. Hi
Okay,
Vivek,
okay,
are you able
Prabir,
to hear
right?
us? Okay. Your mic is not working. You may ping. Here in the chat window. Probably we'll do one thing after the session, before this weekend session, I'll connect with individually for 2 to 3 minutes. Then we will make sure that everything is working at your end for the session. Okay, please ping me here on the chat window that do you want me to add anything else and about your feedback and how do you go?